We're going.
All right, ready to go now?
Give it about 3.5 seconds.
Okay. Hello, everybody out in Grilla Grills land. Nice to see you guys from snowy Michigan. I'm not sure if you're watching the news as per the weather, but it is living up to everything they said the storm was going to be. My drive-in this morning was nuts, but we're here hanging out with you. This is our third shot today for the Countdown to Kickoff series for the big game coming up on Sunday. We're going to do a couple of things today. We're going to make some guacamole. We're going to do some smoked pigs in a blanket, and we're going to do some smoked chicken wings for you as well. And speaking of which, as it comes to the comments, and speaking of football, I was actually looking through some of the comments from last week, and I saw one regarding the Auburn-Alabama rivalry when they found out I was from Alabama. And just so you know, I grew up in Auburn, whoever you were, so War Eagle, not Roll Tide, but there's a caveat to that because my wife's uncle coaches for Alabama, so it's very much, if you're from the state of Alabama and you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Why did you not tell me this yet?
I don't know, because I wanted a job and I didn't know if it was going to cause any problems. Yeah, I don't know, Dominic. I was just trying to mind my P's and Q's, but now it's too late. You already hired me, so yeah, there we go. One quick thing before we jump into all this, guys. Speaking of the comments, we are going to be doing a shoot from my house on Sunday, the big game Sunday. So it's going to be on Facebook Live. The first one's going to be at 10 o'clock. We're going to kind of walk you through a couple of things and show you what we're doing. And the second one is going to be at noon. We're going to pull everything off the smoker and show you what's going on. That way, if you want to utilize any of the ideas or the recipes that we have, that'll give you about 6 hours on game day itself to be able to do that. We will be doing everything that we have already done except for one item, which are going to be some sliders, just some ground beef sliders for you. We'll be doing some poppers. We will be doing just some chicken wings and a couple other things that you guys already have the recipes for, okay? The only difference is the chicken wings today we'll be serving with a blue cheese, and then this coming weekend on Sunday I'll be doing it with a white barbecue sauce from my home state of Alabama, all right? So let's jump into what we have going on today. The first thing we're going to do, and I kind of have a metric for this, so as we're cooking together in the weeks and months to come, I like to get everything hot done first, so we're already working with that. We're working with the Chimp today, and we're working with this bad boy over here today. We're just going to get everything hot so it's going. Then it kind of frees us up to kind of come back here and work on our guacamole. So the first thing we're going to do are our pigs in a blanket, and this is super, super easy. What we're going to do, and all this is just crescent pastry that you can get at your local grocery store. One quick tip though, whatever you're going to bake this, some recipes call for 375, some call for 350. What you really want to do is make sure you follow the directions on the can itself, because that's what's really going to make a difference. So no matter what recipe you have, just make sure you're following that can on the crescent roll package, all right? So we have these rolled out, ready to go, nice and easy as you know. Just think of Thanksgiving. Everybody has these at Thanksgiving. We're going to put a little bit of mustard on here, okay? Just a little bit. And then just with a spoon or a knife or anything that you want, just kind of give it a quick little layer. And I'm going to show you why we're going to do that. First of all, it's a tremendous amount of flavor. Really, really delicious. And secondly, I mean, we are at Grilla Grills. Got to put a little of our all-purpose seasoning on there just to give it a little bit of extra kick, a little bit of extra flavor, deliciousness, and just a touch. Just a touch. That's it. All right, guys? And then we're just going to take some beef franks. I just buy these pre-cooked, ready to go. You can totally smoke some if you want to. It's totally up to you. We're just going to roll these up. Set this right here. And you want to make sure you're using a non-stick, okay? Non-stick for these. Roll this one up. And I don't know about you, Dominic, but I really can't envision a game day without some pigs in the blanket.
I can't envision a game day without just tons of little foods.
That's the thing, and that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing today, and that's what we're going to do for you guys on Sunday. We're just going to make a whole bunch of snacks to keep up, and, well, it's just, maybe I shouldn't say this, but it's a lot easier to maintain your constant flow of liquid courage, having a few beers when you have a little food to go with it all day. All right, guys, so we're going to come over here to the Chimp, and we're just going to throw these in. About 25 to 30 minutes, and just so you can see here, remember last week, we do have our jerky rack in there. And we will be using the Chimp, actually, at my house on Sunday. I'm excited to show that off and show you what that guy can do when it's literally 16 degrees outside. Show you how constant it can hold a temperature. It's going to be awesome. All right, let me get rid of this. And now we're just going to jump in. We're going to do our chicken wings. All this stuff is very simple today. It's meant to be simple, so you can just throw this on the smoker, easy prep time, and you can get to enjoy things with your friends and your family, whoever the game. Should not be too labor intensive, okay? So we have some chicken wings. There we are.
Any special kind you like to use?
I just got these from our local grocery store. I mean, this is just run-of-the-mill, nothing special, to be honest with you. They're very easy to do. Chicken wings, a little olive oil. Canola oil here is fine. Really, whatever you want. And then, of course, we're going to use our cluck poultry rub. Very liberally here. Very, very liberally.
I love the paprika in that. That's like one of my favorite parts.
Oh, 100%. You kidding me? This stuff is delicious. All right, and then super simple. All we're going to do is just get these nice and coated. If we can see in there. Really nice and coated. Swirl it around if you have to. We want to cover those as much as we can. A couple things before I throw these in I want to bring up to you, okay? When we're doing chicken wings, what we want to do is make sure they're super, super dry, okay, before they go into the smoker. That's how we're going to get that crispy skin. So it's perfectly okay and acceptable in this instance to take your chicken wings out of the package, pat them dry, and put them on a sheet tray. Stick them in your refrigerator for about 2 hours. Normally that would dry the meats out. It wouldn't be something that I would recommend, but in this particular instance, it's actually great. It's going to allow you to have that crispy skin that we're all after. All right. Here we are. We're going to throw these on the smoker in just 1 second. So I'll just say this one is at 350 degrees for our pigs in the blanket, and we're going right over here, and this is going to be at 225. We're going to do this at 225 for 1 hour. Have our jerky rack in here as well from last week. 225 for an hour, and then we're going to crank this up to 350 for the last 30 minutes or so, or until it reaches an internal temperature of about 175 degrees. Normally we want 165, 175 for wings.
Why do you go 175?
Because it just helps break down more of that collagen and makes that skin extra crispy on the outside and extra tender on the inside, just how you like to bite into it.
Get in there real quick.
You got it.
My favorite part about the jerky rack, you can fit over 140 wings on that thing.
Are you serious?
140 is
I don't believe you.
The max that I got to. It's like 144, I think.
Oh my God. Well, there we go. All right, guys, and now the next thing we're going to do is make our guacamole. But before we do that, we have these awesome knives, Dahlstrom knives. We're doing on Facebook. If you go to Grilla Grills on Facebook, we're giving away 4 sets of these. Really simple instructions. Check us out on Facebook, register, and we'll let you know. All right, so these are going to be awesome as you're going to see these in action here, or this in action here in just a few minutes. First thing I wanted to point out before we start the guacamole. First of all, it's one of my favorites. Again, how could you imagine game day without guacamole? If you invite me to your house and there's no guacamole, I'm leaving.
Okay, guac is one of those things that...
If you don't like it, I'm leaving. I quit.
It's not that I don't like it.
Oh, okay. About to say.
Every time I see someone make it, I think that's too much effort. I don't want to do it.
Oh, man. Dominic, that's why you got me here.
That's what I'm saying.
You're my boss, so I just make it for you. Say, hey, make me some guacamole, I make you guacamole. You got a personal in-house guacamole person for you, all right? So what we did before, just for the magic of TV, we went ahead and cut up some of the avocado. We're going to cut up one for you as well. And I just want to tell you why I left the pith in there. And you can do this after the guacamole is made also. I did that because it helps keep the guacamole from turning on you. Eventually, any kind of avocado that's cut and left out long enough is going to turn a little bit brown. There's nothing you can do, but this exponentially keeps that happening from a little bit, excuse me, prolongs that from happening so you can get a little bit more life out of it.
No way. So would you leave that in there after you're done?
100%.
Okay.
And you just need one. So in this, we're going to use three. And if you put this whole batch together, just take one of the piths out and make sure you leave it in with your guacamole, whatever you don't finish anyway. So let's go ahead and cut into this. Again, guys, you can have some of these for free. Check us out. Simple, easy instructions on our Facebook. There we go. And now what we're going to do, set this to the side. We're just going to make a quick slit here. And then cross it. I always get nervous. I'm going to cut myself. All right, there we go. Here we are. 2, 3. All right, guys. From there, very simple. You can do it with your hands. You can use a spoon. I'm just going to use a spoon. In we go. That's done. I find when you use a spoon, you have a little bit less waste. And avocados sometimes aren't the cheapest things in the world, so you might as well get everything you paid for out of it.
So what you just did would have taken me 45 minutes at home.
That's why, again, that's why I'm here, sir. Nothing to worry about. All right, guys, so we have 3 avocados in here. The recipes, again, will be posted for you as always, and we're following those recipes to the letter.
Oh, they're already up.
Oh, see, that's good because I don't have to give any issues today.
Yeah, we got ahead of the game.
We did, for sure. All right, guys, so the next is super simple. We're going to take some tomatoes. I'm going to cut this one up here. Get rid of that. And just a little bit. You can really cut these however you want to. I personally like them a little bit chunky. Just kind of gives a little texture to the guac. In we go. And we'll just cut this one as well.
What's your opinion on leaving the Duke in there? That dunk in the middle?
Oh, I love it. Okay. I think it's fantastic. Some people, you know, everybody's got their own thing. So listen, if you're one of those people out there that don't like it, I totally understand. Personally, for me, I think it gives a little bit more texture, and that acidity actually helps kind of break things down and unlock some of the flavor from the tomato. So it's really nice. And I have a couple more here. We're just going to throw those in. Okay. Same with our onion. Just going to cut down here. Just need about half of this. I think I've told all you guys out there this story before. When I was cutting onions here during my interview, that's when I cut myself for the first time. So we got it out of the way so you guys wouldn't have to see it.
Can't wait till that glove turns red.
It will. In our time together, this is happening. I'm telling you. I'm the clumsiest person to ever take a breath of air. That's going down, but not today. All right, guys. So here we are. We're going to put our onions in. At this point, we're just assembling it. Again, nothing we're doing today is overly difficult. I'm going to put a couple more onions in there just because I really enjoy onions. The recipe that we have online calls for 1 small onion diced, and that's about what this is here. Okay? The next thing that we're going to do is take our jalapeno. Okay? Cut the ends off of it. Then we're just going to cut it straight down the middle. Now, this is totally, again, up to you. You do not have to do this. I like to take the seeds out. Sure, hey, you know, who likes spice, who doesn't like spice. This is a way to infuse all that delicious jalapeno flavor without getting it too extra spicy for those who might not enjoy it. I'm just going to cut this straight down here. Give it a nice little rough chop. And then in we go. And again, we're going to want a little bit more than that, so just going to take something we already have cut here, throw it in. And then last, or almost last, we're going to utilize one of my favorite ingredients on the planet. Some people love it, some people don't. I personally do, cilantro. We're going to take about half a bunch here, all right? And on our cutting board, we're just going to give it an ever so rough chop. And one of the reasons we want to do that, that's all you need. We just want to cut into it a little bit just so it releases some of its aromatics. We don't want it too fine. There we are. I think that smells and tastes absolutely delicious. And we're almost there. We need to get a lime. We're going to roll it around here just on the cutting board.